back with DIY December day 20. For today, I'm going to show you guys the biggest cheat when it comes to print and cut with your Cricut. So if you've tried using this feature for your wedding invitations and you're doing 5x7 and you can't get two to fit on one piece of cardstock paper, this is going to save you. So instead of print and cut, we're actually going to cut then print. That way you're able to make the most still out of your 8.5x11 paper. So let's jump right into this tutorial so I can show you a perfect example on when you should use this. So as you see here, I have my modern dinner menus and I'm trying to fit two on one sheet of paper. Because of those lovely red lines, which are Cricut's printer safety guides, we can't make this work. You probably face the same exact problem when you have 5x7 invitations. If you've been around for a minute, you know that I like to use printing guides. So I'll set my design up on an 8.5x11 paper and use my paper slicer to manually do this myself. But if you don't have a paper slicer and really want to use your Cricut to its fullest potential, this is what you're gonna do. After you've created your design in whatever program you're using, remember the size of it. So for these menus, I have a rectangle that is 4x9. So what I need to do is go to the left-hand toolbar, click on shapes, and select a square. When your shape drops into your canvas, we need to change the size of it. So in the top toolbar, I'm gonna find my size selections and I'm gonna change it to 4x9. And then I'm gonna select mate. When you're brought to a preview of your mat, you're gonna see your shape is in there, and now I'm gonna up my copies to 2. And then I'm gonna come over to material size and change this to my 8.5x11 paper. Doing this just ensures that you're gonna fit all of your objects on that sheet of paper that you're gonna be laying down on your mat. Since I am cutting this very close as far as space that I'm given, I need to move my second rectangle up onto my first mat. As you see, I scrub my rectangle all around. It just makes it where it's going to overlap when it comes to the slicing down the middle, which is perfect. When it comes to just cutting an object, it's gonna give you a lot less safety guides, only a 1/4 inch on each side, so I prefer to sometimes do it this way. As you guys saw in the beginning of my video, when it comes to print and cut, it's gonna take up a lot more room when it comes to safety guides. That is because in each corner, it needs to make center marks so it knows exactly where it needs to cut. So if you have the ability to do this where you can cut then print, I would definitely recommend doing that because you're gonna get a lot more use out of your paper. Now that I have my mat perfectly lined up, I am ready to continue on and make this. Since I'm using a shimmer cardstock, I'm gonna use this heavy cardstock option. And I leave this on default pressure. So now that I have my Cricut all set up, I need to prep my mat and get it loaded into my Cricut. To make sure it's laid down really good, I use my brayer and make sure there's no air bubbles underneath my cardstock. And I'm also going with a light grip mat. If you're looking for a little bit cheaper of an option than Cricut brand mats, I definitely recommend HTV Raw. And they hold up so well. As you can see, I'm just using my standard cutting blade for this. So it does a super quick job, pulling back all the extra paper that I do not need, giving my light grip mat a little bend so I can pull the cardstock off without actually bending the cardstock itself. Then all I need to do now is load my paper into my printer. And since I like to be super detailed when it comes to my tutorials, let's jump over to Canva and I'll show you exactly how I save this out and how I print it. As you can see, I have both a front and a back design for my menus. So I save this out by going to the top right and clicking share. Then I come down to download here and it brings me up to a new window. I'm gonna change this from PNG to PDF, best for print. I've made sure it says pages 1 to 2, which is my front and back, and I'm changing my color profile to CMYK. Then I'm clicking download. When my file is done downloading, it should give me a nice little preview, and I'm just gonna check over to make sure everything looks okay. If so, go to File, Print, so you bring up your printer window settings. And as you can see on the left-hand side, it is defaulting to 8.5x11 sizing. Now, obviously, since I cut my paper down, I needed to recognize that this is not the exact size it's going to be printing onto. So when I click on paper size, it's giving me a whole bunch of preset options, but these are not the ones that I want for my menus. To make sure it prints perfectly, I'm gonna come down to Manage Custom Size. This window will pop up for you, and what you need to do is click that plus icon. Give this a name so it saves out for you in case you're doing this multiple times. Then we need to input in the size of whatever we are deciding to print onto. So as you guys know, for mine is 4x9, so I am making sure I have those sizes in there. If your computer has been linked to different printers, just make sure you have the right printer selected. Different printers have different margins, so it needs to know how it's printing. After you've selected OK, you should notice that your preview window on the left-hand side has changed. Since we told our printer different sizing, it's just gonna show us the design on that size. Now, since my printer doesn't do front and back printing, I am just gonna print the first side first and then flip it around and do the second side. Anytime I print something and I need the exact size to be how I designed it, I always change the scale to 100 and I make sure it's not pre-selected on scale to fit. After this, I like to head over to quality and media and change a few settings in here. For my media type, I like to change my paper over to glossy photo. Since I am using a shimmer cardstock, I wanted to recognize that it's gonna have more of a smoother finish. Then I'm finishing this off by selecting my print quality as high. And that's really all the changes I make when it comes to my printer settings. As I told you guys before, I just printed out the first side and then send it through to print on the back. Since that was just a test run, I just did that once. But if I were doing this in bulk, I would cut everything first, then send all of my sheets to print the front, and then go back through and send them all to print the back. It is a lot less time consuming that way. Then once you finish all that, you are good to go ahead and style this as you see fit. I always like to elevate my designs by adding a little bit of ribbon. Be sure to save this video if you're looking to save some money and make the most out of your 8.5x11 cardstock.